everyone, it's David here with Surplus Funds. So have you ever talked to anybody and had a situation where they spoke a different language than what you spoke? And have you been able to seal those deals? I'm going to give you a couple of secrets in this video on how I actually seal deals. And I'm going to give you an example of a real life conversation that just happened. And luckily it was on one of my Monday cold calls. So if you've not listened to one of my Monday cold calls, I have them every Monday, and we get on the line, I call people and I let them know that they have funds that they didn't know they had. And I do this occasionally on YouTube. I do a lot in the program. And the main purpose of this is to show how the phone script works in place. Someone may say it out of order, something like that, and to be able to get in and use the script. But before I get into a couple helpful methods of the language barrier, do me a favor. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to my channel and click the notification link. I give freebies. I would love for you to be one of my lucky winners. Sometimes I do YouTube Live. You get notified. Anyway, here's an actual conversation I had with somebody, and watch and listen to this.
Hi, David. I'm trying to reach Hector.
Yeah.
So I start off with my classic line. This is David. I'm trying to reach Hector.
I'm calling
Tell me,
from,
how can I help you?
Yeah, Hector, I'm calling you from JD Vista on a recorded line. Do you know that the property on Randolph Lane went for over the asking price at auction?
So this guy had a property that went over for auction. I let him know that it went for over the asking price.
Yeah.
Okay, are you in the process of retrieving those funds at all? Because we assist in doing that.
So he says, yeah. And he gives me a very generic yeah, like, yeah, you know, yeah, you're just saying yeah to agree with me, or yeah, you're just wanting to get off the phone. And that's where you've got to learn how to read your clients, because yeah could mean, really, it could mean a lot of things.
Sorry, I don't remember. There were one?
Oh, I said, are you in the process of retrieving that? It went for $1,862 over the asking price, $1,862. Are you in the process of collecting that?
I would, do you have someone speak Spanish? It's gonna be better.
Yeah,
I understand what you say.
Yeah, un momento, por favor. I'll get somebody, okay? Okay, 1 second.
Okay, so I actually grew up in a very high bilingual community, a lot of Spanish-speaking people that I grew up in. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I grew up in Whittier, California, so I heard Spanish quite a bit in my school. I had it a little bit in some of my classes. My best friend, his family, a lot of them spoke only Spanish, so I heard words. And I also, in my undergrad, I worked as a food server, and I worked with a lot of, various kitchen staff, and I know all the words I should know. Actually, I'm going into history here. I used to load trucks back when I was 16. That was going to be kind of my dream job back in the day. I'm getting off on a tangent here, as we would say in Warriors. It's interesting. Something about me that has just really opened my eyes in the whole business realm is, if you don't know my history, I grew up with just my mom and my sister, and money was very tight, and I used to sell avocados door to door, and I had newspaper out when I was a kid, and I always constantly had ways of making money. When I wanted something, I would buy it on my own. When I was 16, I got a job for my mom's company. I loaded trucks out in the docks, and it was really interesting. And I did that in the summer. And after doing that one summer, I thought, okay, thinking this would be my dream job. I just saw drivers coming in late. They'd throw things around. They'd be throwing bags of feed. People would be cussing each other out. Trucks would break down. Things would happen. I just saw the day-to-day reactions of people, and the whole thing of working. And it's like, wow, do I really want to do this the rest of my life? What really blew me away in the workforce, luckily my sister and I kind of bonded together and helped her through it, is my mother had put 28 years of her life into a company just to find them sold and herself out of a job. They were just like, okay, we don't need you anymore, goodbye. And it's like, how can you walk away with almost 3 decades of your life into a company? And I've heard that from story after story. One of my best friend's dads in college, almost same exact thing. Just after my mom went through it, I think he had 25 years. 2.5 decades of just pouring your blood, sweat, and tears. And he worked for a city job. He did all their computer systems, and everyone had been laid off but him. He thought, okay, I escaped this. And I guess, according to my buddy, they were real jerks about it. So you can never actually really rely on a job and count on it. Nothing is really secure. Even as a teacher, especially my last couple of years of teaching, I saw a lot of good teachers forced out of the system. And I'm talking about just like trying to find them for little petty things, trying to force teachers into retirement. Watching one teacher with the highest test scores in the district get put on probation after 21 years. And it's just that you look at this and it's like, wow, do I really want to be contributing to this? Do I really want to be adding fuel to this fire? So I got off on a tangent there, but when I loaded the trucks, when I worked at this dishwasher, I've always heard a little bit of bilingual, and a lot of times I can make sense of Spanish. So all I said was un momento, por favor, 1 minute, please. Again, my Spanish is horrible. Those of you that speak Spanish and have a Spanish background, you're probably laughing at me. And the guy understood. He kind of laughed and he said, yeah.
Okay, real quick.
I appreciate.
Nancy, is she on?
I'm looking for a word that speaks Spanish. And yeah, Nancy R., I was looking for you. Meanwhile, this guy's on hold as I'm doing this. Like, I'm trying to get someone in here and trying to get someone who could do this.
Okay, I'm getting you Eduardo Rodriguez. 1 moment, sir, okay?
Okay.
1 moment. Mr. Rodriguez, can you unmute yourself, please?
So I didn't even know this guy. He's a warrior. He's on Zoom. I had never seen him before. So I just chatted in the chat. Who speaks Spanish? Like, someone speak up right now.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Mr. Rodriguez, I have Hector on the phone. He had a property on. Can you let him know that I'm calling from a recorded line about the property on Randolph Lane?
Okay,
And he should hear you. He can hear you if you talk now, Eduardo. Go ahead. You're up.
okay. Lo están llamando a una propiedad en Randolph Lane.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole entire recording here. Eduardo, we had to call the guy back. We talked to him a couple times. Eduardo did a great job of translating to this guy. And I'm going to give you another secret that I've actually gotten deals on with bilingual and more than just Spanish. There's other languages out there. There's Chinese and there's other times I've used. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. First of all, I'll give you one hint right now. I do have someone who I've done a lot of property flipping with. She's been a great business partner, friend of the family for years, and she is my number one to go to person when I need a translator. Sometimes I'll say like, I'll call you right back, or un momento por favor, and I'll get her on the phone, or I'll text her, call me now, and I'll add her on the line, and I do that. But there's one other method I'm going to go over with you at the end of this. But before I do that, and this has gone over a lot, hear this guy's story.
Okay, so Eduardo, just curiosity, how old are you?
I am currently 17.
I knew Eduardo was young. I did not know that he was 17. So I look at everything. So this 17-year-old got on and did a great job of translating. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, did you get the deal? Did you get the deal? We don't know yet. I'm giving Eduardo the tools that he needs to be able to follow up with this and to be able to follow up with this guy to be able to see it. And I told Eduardo, I said, hey, if you want to get this under contract, it's your deal. I mean, you can communicate with this guy at this point. I'm trying to give everyone an example of how to do the call, what to happen on the call. And this was a fairly new transaction. Here's his story, though.
You're 17. Are you going to be a senior this year, or did you graduate?
Yes, correct. I'm going to be a senior. But so I've been trading derivatives since I was 15. Correct. So option contracts.
I'm sorry. So you've been doing what since you've been 15?
Trading option contracts.
Guy's been trading option contracts since he's been 15 for 2 years doing this.
Oh, okay.
So like in the stock market, yes. Mostly like momentum catalyst, like technical analysis as well.
Where are you from?
I was born in Venezuela, but I've been living in Miami since I was 8.
If I was out in Florida, I would totally take you out to dinner for this, man. I mean, you did incredible. There's one time, literally, if you follow up and you work every single one of these deals, and this goes for everyone on the phone call, not just Eduardo, but every single person on this phone call.
So I'm showing my Zoom screen. I'm showing all the leads, and I have pages and pages of tax overage leads. I'm just looking at it right now, and I'm on the very last page. There's like 8 on that page. There's like 7, and these are all in the last 3 days, and this is one counting in Florida. And there's probably about 60 or 70 of these just from the one county in the last 30 days, and we're adding more and more to this constantly. I'm on the surpluslist.com website. Yeah, that's a little commercial there.
If you work every single one of these deals, could you get at least one of them under contract? And I think you can. Sorry, YouTubers, you can't quite see the screen. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 on this page. Then you go to the previous page, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And all I did is I pulled his name. I went into my skip tracing. I put his first name, his last name. I've got relatives here that I'm not even going to go to. So now, when I first started this program, I wish someone had taught me this, okay? What I'm going to teach you guys right now, and then we're going to get back into the live.
Okay, so I show them how to go and how to do a good CRM, how to follow up. I show them the lead, how I put in, how I'd follow up with the lead. There's so much messages that are going on here, and I don't want to do a super, super long video, but for all you parents, I'm going to do a whole separate thing about a kid like Eduardo, because I look at the kid. I was a high school teacher for 18 years. I was in the classroom, and we don't give our youth the entrepreneur spirit. And this kid's saying, hey, I'd love to work. Yeah, I'd love to do this. So and he goes on and tell a story. First day of the program, I'm like, dude, you're first day of the program and you get thrown into the front line of the battlefield. That is awesome. Let's get back to my original question though. I asked you, how would you handle this? How can you handle this? So a lot of times if I'm calling somebody and I cannot understand the language, I will put up Google Translate and it'll give you two screens and you could type in English and then go to the other language, any language you want, and it'll come in. It's sometimes there's a little bit of a barrier there. I could read off in the Spanish now if it's Chinese or something. There's just no way. But I have been able to go back and text those people the message in Chinese. I put their name in and just say you have fun. So they've been able to understand it, and I've been able to communicate with them at their language and their level. Now this is something that's a lot of extra, not a lot, but a little bit of extra work. It's like sometimes you're calling and people that I see that do the extra deals, I mean, how many people do that? People want that easy deal. And I got an easy deal earlier this month. In the last 4 days, I've done about $12,000 worth of deals in verbal yeses. I'm in the process of getting those contracts out, but you're looking at about 12,000 in 3 days, which is pretty, that's exceptional. You know, like if I could double that by the end of the month, it'll be 25 this month. Sometimes there's a hiccup in a deal or something, but still it'll be a very nice month for me. We're just hitting August right now, so it'll be a very nice month in August of 2021. Going back to Eduardo, I'm going to do a whole nother video on all the parents on bringing up entrepreneur youth, because I look at my two kids and school's very important, and we're doing both. We're doing private and homeschooling as a combination of both. And I could go into a whole nother tangent here about how we should be raising our kids, because we're not teaching our kids to go out and have that entrepreneur mind spirit. And we live in this awesome country where anyone could be whatever they want to be. They could do what they want to do, and they have to have that mindset, and they have to have the ability to make a decision, go with it, and go through with it. And that's what I see on these calls. I see people that they're kind of on the fence and they don't make that decision. They're right there, but they never fully make the decision, and that's why so many people fail that I see. And we have a lot of people that succeed in this business. I'm talking about people that aren't coming in the program, or people that are kind of sitting on the fence and they're just sitting there and they're not really making the decision to go forward. Hey everyone, I want to thank you again for watching this video. So to answer the question is, know someone who speaks the language. I have some people that I know that are in the program that are bilingual, and they go after people with names that they know that are the language they speak. I've seen it with Spanish, I've seen it with Chinese, and it works really good because they call and they have that trait in common, and they do a lot of deals that way. That's one way some people get deals. And then if you know someone who speaks that language, that's a second way. And if you don't, then I would use Google Translate and I would text the person, just let them know what's going on that way, and communicate with them that way. So those are the three ways that I would go over the language barrier. Hey, thank you for watching. Do me a favor, if you like this video, give me a like and click the notification link. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll be doing more videos like this. Parents, I'm going to do a whole new series about working with youth. Thank you for watching. See you later.